The Monte and the Pharaoh Show is brought to you by...
Because wine is your second favorite four-letter word. California wine, New York attitude. Good fucking wine.
Yeah.
Look up to the wrestlers. The wrestlers, you're a cash grab in general. Sorry.
Listen, we've got some. Look,
Ugly,
anyway,
but true.
we're talking about
Sad.
moral fiber, Jimmy. I'm going to hit you with this. I'm going to play a video for you. Tell me what you think. The NFL has finally done it. Congratulations to the Minnesota Vikings. Are you ready?
No, not this.
All right, enough. I can't take it.
I was wondering when you were going to stop it. You know?
I
I was like, when's he going to stop this? Why am I still looking at this? This is, you know, by the way, as a counter, I immediately request that the Hells Angels get to do security at the WNBA games. Immediately. As a counter. Got to keep shit in line, you know? What is going on there? Why do I want to see? By the way, can I go? Oh, you're not going to like this, Mike.
Go ahead.
I have always had a problem. Not a problem, but I don't see the point. I know you do, and I know America has spoken. What is that, James Terry? What has he got, nudies or something?
Well, I think James Terry might have some information for us, but keep going. I'll put him on in a second.
I don't know if I have the energy for James Terry right now, but okay.
You might have some inside info, so and it might be important to the show because
all right,
again, if he's called, what I'm saying, if he's called, I know he's watching, so if he's calling, he probably has inside info. So James, if you're watching, I'm going to call you in a minute, but I want to get this whole conversation with Jimmy with the Vikings here.
I already forgot what the fuck I was talking about. You got me thinking about James Terry.
I'm sorry, dude. I'm sorry. Go ahead. So the Vikings have finally done it. So
what I wanted to say was is that I have always never seen the point of cheerleaders. Okay, I'm one of them. Never seen the point. Hey, put him on mute, will you? I've never seen the point of cheerleaders anyway. I'm there to watch guys smash each other. And football.
Oh, wait a minute, Jimmy. I got no problem with cheerleaders.
No, okay? I'm just saying in general. I never felt that it was necessary. So you've already got me there, and then you show me that is what I'm getting at.
Sure.
Okay. What glass window has he achieved, my bro? Well, what is this? Why do I even have to look at this? What is this?
Well, again, it's inclusiveness, right? It's inclusiveness.
We know how well that's been turning out. Go on.
Well, I guess my point is they have a right to do it. But for me personally, you know what? I don't want to see it. I don't want to see it. Honestly, I just don't. I don't want to see it. I don't want to see women playing football, and I don't want to see men cheerleading, and I don't care what anyone thinks. That's my opinion.
Thank you for saying that because I don't watch lingerie football. I don't give a shit.
Right.
I don't give a shit about lingerie football, and I've never ever given a shit about girls jumping up and down, going go team, go team. It's never meant a thing to me. And now you give me this, and you think I'm going to like this?
Well, then again, college cheerleaders
Freddie
have
Flapjack over there doing all of this shit. What the fuck? I don't want to see it. Whatever. Sorry. My opinion. Inclusive.
What do we got here? We got. I feel like I've just walked in on a Tarantino film. You might have, buddy. By the way,
I love Tarantino.
But this guy here, right here that we got posting, Jimmy. This is the dude that makes the cartoons on YouTube. He does a really fucking fantastic job.
Nice.
He takes the shoot interviews and shit like that. He really does a good job, dude.
Nice work.
He really does.
Yeah.
All right, listen.
Excellent.
I'm gonna have Terry. We're gonna give him 5 minutes. Let's see what he's got to say.
No such thing with him. What are you talking about?
No, we're gonna have it in 5 minutes because the problem is it's hard for you to talk through here because we don't have that kind of hookup. So I'll see what Terry's got to be. By the way, Jay Will. Let's see what Jay will.
He can't hear me.
I'm going to have to be like repeating it, so it'll be quick.
For God's sakes.
What is that? The first cheerleaders were men. It was considered manly. Ronald Reagan was a cheerleader. Well,
yeah, well,
Jay, I appreciate it, but you know what? I don't want to see Ronald Reagan in a bra.
I don't either. That was lame, Ronnie. Thank God that didn't get out to too many people.
All right, hold on a second, bro. You ready? Let's get Terry on the phone. See, maybe he's got some Hulk Hogan music because we got a lot to talk about there.
Now watch, he won't pick up.
You know that, so isn't that the way it works around here, little buddy?
TV.
Hello.
James, how are you, buddy?
Good. Who's calling?
This is Mike Monte from Monte The Pharaoh and Jimmy Pharaoh, the star of the show. How are you?
Oh, good. How can I help you guys? I didn't even know you were on.
Oh, well, that's terrific. I thought maybe we'd call in to see how you're doing.
Well, listen, I'm just living in this land I'm just trying to maintain in this land of haters. And let me tell you real quick, I just got a text message that said that, a lot of these guys, they think they're friends with these wrestlers and stuff. And I dealt with this a couple of months ago. I knew a guy, fellas, that thought he was real close with a tag team called the Pitbulls. I mean, he thought they were his. All kinds of weird shit, court dates and everything. I mean, he thought these were his buddies, his bros.
By the way, Pharaoh just put you over. He actually walked off camera. Well done, James Terry. Well done.
Yeah. Hey, listen, first of all, you've got a guy in your chat room right now who I have been trying to reach for months. Absolute months. That guy that does those cartoons.
How good is that guy? How good is that guy, James? Huh?
Let me tell you something. I've got a million questions for him. First of all, I want to know how he gets away with using the audio. Like, does he get permission? Or
no, on audio you don't need permission.
It's fair.
It's fair. It's fair exchange. So if you ever notice, we play videos. We show pictures with sound behind it, right? Or if you want, go ahead.
That guy's stuff is incredible. I would love to know if that's a program he uses, if he's got to make those. So that's Adobe. I think he's using Adobe. And I'm not knocking you, Rib, so don't get this the wrong way. But I think there's even more actual better programs than he's using. But I think he does a fantastic job. And what's behind that? It takes a lot of work to do it. And by the way, Rib, why aren't you using Monte The Pharaoh shoot interviews on there? You're always using other people. We've got tons of fucking shit. Really? We should see some shit with our stuff. You've got permission. Go ahead, brother. Well, what I was wondering is, could he do one with Monte and the Pharaoh, where you guys are the cartoons interviewing people? You know what I mean? Not just the interview that you do with the wrestler, but actually, I would love to see you two guys in cartoon form. But is he aware of the prank calls that we have to these pro wrestlers? I mean, these interviews are great. Some of our prank calls, like the one I thought would be great if he did Rib Shot, would be the prank call we have to Lacey Von Erich, which you've heard, or to Booker T. I mean, these guys get infuriated, and we would give him permission to not only use that, but the video, whatever he wants, I would love, because he probably doesn't even know that we exist. But I've been trying to reach that. Is that guy in the United States, or is he like in Taiwan or something?
No, I think he's a States guy. Give him your contact email so he can reach out to you.
Real simple, and this has been the same for 18 years. Here's my phone number, area code 813-993-2242, 813-993-2242. You'll get me. That's been the same number.
Later.
I also work as a private investigator on 3 different seasons and 3 different shows of Dark Side of the Ring. I've been.
Wait? Can I ask you a question? Is it true? Sure. Is it true you're on a major investigation right now to find Lee Cole's teeth?
So Lee Cole's missing a lot of stuff. And do you want the latest on Lee Cole? I actually spoke with him last night.
Keep it short, but yeah, go ahead.
Bottom line is from what I understand, they pushed his surgery back. If this surgery doesn't clear out the rest of the whole butthole cancer, he's done. From what I understand, and this is, you can check me on this or not, he's got about a 2-year life expectancy, which is about how long it took him to get 100,000 subscribers over there on his channel, in which 18 people watch. But, I don't wish death on Lee Cole. You know what I mean? I don't want to see anything happen to him. But if there's one guy that deserves to get butthole cancer, it's definitely Lee.
And by the way, Rib is saying that thank you, phone guy. And he's also saying he doesn't use Adobe. So, Rib, we'll see what you got. But
we took that. I'm not to go off on that or put him over too much, but we took what he did, that video, and we sent it to our production guys, and they couldn't figure it out. They said he's doing something that nobody else is doing. He's got his own special sauce. So there was a company that did that, but there was so many working parts that you make the cartoon of Ultimate Warrior, of Monte or the Pharaoh, and then you've got to make the eyes move, the mouth move. It takes hundreds of hours to do all the little intricate parts. So if you get Hulk Hogan just sitting in a chair, it's good and his eyes move, but he's got people in the window. Whatever that guy's doing, that's why I figured maybe he was in Taiwan or he's one of those guys like in Europe or something and he was doing it. Phenomenal. But 813-993 2242. Now, I am working on some pretty big stuff. I do have some things that are going on. I did speak to the Dark Side of the Ring producer, the main guy, the other day, and I can tell you that he's got some upcoming ideas for shows. And if you give me about a week or so and have me back, I will have, and nobody else has this, I will actually tell you what the next season, some of the episodes are going to be 8 months before anybody else will have it.
Well, all right, done deal. And I will ask you this. Is one of them Bob Backlund? Because I talked to the producer too, and I'm hearing that might be one.
I have not heard that. That would not surprise me. Bob Backlund's still alive, but he has the Alzheimer's, correct?
Correct. Yes, sir.
Okay. Yeah. So I wouldn't be too surprised. You can tell they're getting a little bit more vanilla in them. They're not going after some of the sensational aspects of it. For example, I like the Buck Zumhoff story. I like the Gator Wolf story for a Dark Side of the Ring episode, but these aren't wrestlers that are well-known guys. These are bizarre stories. There was also another guy, and I'm forgetting his name. Was it Jared Williams, who was a jobber in WWE with Barry O for years, and he killed a prostitute in his van and then only spent a few years in jail, now works for a fire department in Connecticut. I mean, there's some very interesting stories out there. The thing is, if you see it, you're like, well, it's not Macho Man, it's not Hulk Hogan, it's not the Ultimate Warrior. So do people really care about a guy that was a mid-card guy 35 years ago, for a whole entire story? So there's a lot of different stories out there. You never know, but there's more and more being uncovered. You guys do the best job of getting those type of stories out there. Where are you with the Buck Zumhoff?
So Buck Zumhoff actually, under a few people reached out to me and said, don't do that show, right? But hold on. But he did reach out to me. I missed his phone call because I was at work. And I had to reach back. I did reach out to his caseworker, and his caseworker said, Monty, I'm not going to be this guy's personal assistant. I'll give him your information again. I have not heard from him since, but it hasn't been that long. So I do expect that Rock and Roll Buck Zumhoff will do an interview with us.
And you know what? It's not, you guys aren't promoting Buck Zumhoff, but the story of what he did that involves other female professional wrestlers, one of which was his adopted daughter, I believe, and then a biological daughter. And I know the story, and I won't give too much away, is insanely interesting, whether you're a wrestling fan or not. And see, you guys have the ability to do that on different. I mean, how many times do we need to hear Ken Patera get interviewed? How many times do we got to hear about Andre the Giant drinking 118 beers? I don't care. That is an interview, and that is a story that you guys could put out there that is a two-parter on Dark Side of the Ring. That is and he is so Silence of the Lambs that it's unbelievable, but he's not getting out anytime soon. And when you hear what this guy did to human beings, it's insane. But anyways, long story short, that's where it is. I did want to ask you one other thing. One of the things I was working on is, you guys are Team Brutus Beefcake and Mrs. Beefcake, right? Because I never did hear from her.
Let me put it this way. I'm going to take the fifth on this point, right, Jimmy? We're going to take the fifth on this. We got fucked over.
I try to wiggle my nose.
Well, here's the deal. I've never spoken with her, and you know that we were the ones that nailed Brutus Beefcake on the prank where we said he was in the Hall of Fame about 15 years ago. He's talked about it on interviews. It came from us.
Right.
And long story short, though, is nobody has pinned her down on the real reason that Brutus Beefcake and Hulk Hogan had the falling out. And I know, and I have now proof of what that is. I want to know why, and you realize what I'm talking about. Have you ever talked about this publicly?
Yes. Mm-hmm.
There was a party or an event at Hulk Hogan's home a few years back, and jewelry went missing. A lot of gold, very intricate, very very odd jewelry went missing. It would be something that nobody else would have. And the only person that they can figure that stole it was Brutus Beefcake. That is what allowed or started now, did he get into a fight with the wife and was there something at an event? Yes, 100%. But it all stems from some gold being missing from Hulk Hogan's home, that Brutus Beefcake was the only one in the back area in the room that could have taken it. And that's something I'd like, if anybody ever asked her that.
I did. If you could check out Monte The Pharaoh interviews, me and Jimmy did ask that. They say that was not true. And James, before I let you go, because we're going to talk about Hogan, I wanted to really give you a shout out. So Jimmy, when Hogan was in the hospital, and I don't think I ever told you this, Jimmy, when Hogan was still in the hospital and Bubba the Love Sponge was talking all his stuff about Hogan dying and everything, I got 2 calls way before Bubba even was really mentioning it. Okay. 2 calls. One guy from WrestleZone called me, and James Terry called me. James Terry knew what was going on, and I want to give him his props. Knew what was going on with Hulk Hogan, knew what was going on with his health way before Bubba the Love Sponge, way before any of the dirt sheets. James Terry was all over it. And everything he said, and we'll talk about it after James gets off the phone, but everything that he said happened to Hogan is now starting to actually come out. And we'll discuss it after. Go ahead, James.
I also spoke with his son. I spoke with his son about 2 weeks before he passed away, and I let you in on that. I wanted you to speak to Nick. And see, I grew up in that area. Nick and his sister were in our area. They're a little bit younger than I am. They went to Clearwater Central Catholic. I went to Countryside High School before going to high school up in Ohio. But I used to see them at the mall and all that way before the television shows. And the mother owned I think it was called the French Hen Restaurant. They were a big fish. Now, I'd seen them a million times. I'd never seen Hulk Hogan in person. But there's a lot more to this that's going on. I haven't been big into the Hulk Hogan thing because everybody with an opinion is looking into why this is. But it looks more and more like it has to do with the Church of Scientology. When you want to look at a case that involves wrestlers, you go to the peripheral. One of the reasons I was able to find out what I was about him is I called his pastor, the guy that baptized him, and I called his secretary. And I would call her up and I would ask her questions. Hey, listen, this, and this. And through just pure conversation, the woman doesn't know me, she would basically tell me what was going on. So if Hulk Hogan had to have his last rites read to him, or if the church, he was very big into that Indian Rocks church. I think that's where might have been the people that did his funeral. But I can tell you that the pastor that baptized him, his assistant was giving me the inside information, and I couldn't understand why nobody wasn't reaching out to his pastor or to his pastor's assistant. And that's basically what you do. You look at a wrestler and you go peripheral. For example, I'm working on a story right now that involves Wahoo McDaniels being involved in the JonBenet Ramsey disappearance. But we'll talk about that off the air. God bless.
Yeah, bye.